Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking on Capnclydes MTG. As promised, we're going to go through the four commander decks with all the cards being previewed, and we'll talk a little bit about what's in the deck, is there any value in the deck, should you even buy it, and more importantly, what's in the deck. Did I say that already? Did I say that was the other I did? We can't. We'll cut that out later, right? All right, cool. Anyway, moving on. So until before we get started, don't forget comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Links down below in the description to eBay, YouTube, Patreon, Rumble. We're on Rumble now. Check us out. Um, Also, it keeps the channel sponsor free, so I appreciate it helping brother out. So, without further ado, we're going to talk about them. We'll talk about Ahoy Mateys first. These are all price listings from Goldfish. Currently, they're listing this deck value at $112.73. Mind you, that's with a lot of the cards being worth less than $1. And we'll talk about that later. But to go through the deck, you can see here we have our commander, Admiral Brass Unsinkable. Um, Not too bad. Red, black, blue, and 2 for a 3/3. Enters the battlefield. Mill 4 cards. Being combat in your turn, you may return target pirate card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. It has base power and toughness 4. Pretty good. It's hanging in there about $6. Not a bad card. And then as we go in, we got all kinds of reprints. We have Siren Storm Tamer, Spectral Sailor, Daring Saboteur, Departed Dockhand, Dire Fleet Daredevil, Enterprising Scallywag is the new one from the main set. Fathom Fleet. This is a reprint. A reprint from the main set. Or I'm sorry, this is a print from the deck, I believe. Flying, can't block. One or more pirates deal combat damage to the player. It gets to explore. It has partner. So, this is the partner deck. This is the partner for the card. Interesting. I guess because it's a bird pirate, right? Anyway, moving on. Carry Zev, Time Stream, Navigator, reprint. Warkite Marauder reprint. Broadside Bombardiers. Captain Lantern Storm. Corsair Captain. Ghost of Ramirez de Petero. Malcolm Kenai Navigator, Stormfleet Navigator at the original Admiral Beckett Brass. Amphibian Mutineer, I guess. Azure Fleet Admiral. Old Britches. Captive Crewmate. We have a new one here. Don Andres the Renegade. Red, black, blue, and 1 for a 4/3. Each creature you control but don't own gets +2/+2, has menace and death touch, and is a pirate in addition to other things. In addition to other types, whenever you cast a non-creature spell you don't own, create 2 tap treasure tokens. Get it? Scallywagged or Hornswoggled, Bushwhack? What is it? Anyway, moving on. We have another new one, Jim Cutter Buccaneer, red and 3 for a 1/3. Whenever it or another pirate enters the battlefield, you get to create a treasure. Treasures you control are equipment in addition to their other types, and they have equipped creature gets +2/+0. It equips pirates for 1, everybody else for 3. Good old hostage taker reprint. Merchant Raiders reprint. Pitiless Plunderer reprint. That used to be expensive. Oh, it still is. It's $10. Wow. Ramirez himself, not his ghost. Reprint. Skeleton Crew is new. Black and 3. Each other skeleton you control. Each other creature you control is a skeleton or pirate gets +1/+1. Very cool. Whenever one more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token. For a black and 5, return Skeleton Crew from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Very cool. We also have a not corrosive. Oh my god. It's a recruiter. I'm having a brain fart. Let's just go with it. Red and 4 for a 4/3. Whenever it or another pirate enters the battlefield, you gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. Until end of turn, it gains haste. Becomes a pirate in addition to other types. Very interesting. A creature that sits on the battlefield lets all your pirates just steal shit. Very cool. Uh-oh. Am I far enough into the video to cuss? God, I hope so. I'm getting paid for it anyway. Hey, moving on. Dire Fleet Ravager reprint. Port Razor reprint. Zara reprint. Argothian Marauders reprint. Move on to spells. We got a Faithless Looting, because why wouldn't we? Reprint. Feed the Swarm. Best black card. Rakdos. Charm. Chaos Warp. Prismari Command, Windfall reprint, Distant Melody, Lethal Scheme. This is a newer one, black and 2, with Convoke. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Each creature that convoked Lethal Scheme convenes, which means you get to draw a card, then discard, put counters on them. Pretty cool. Evacuation reprint. Blood Money reprint, finally. What? Then, of course, we have Blasphemous Act reprint again. We have your typical Soul Ring, Bauble, Arcane Signet, Dimir Signet, Izzet Signet, Rakdos Signet, Arm Mounted Anchor. Okay. So this thing, 3 colorless, equipped creature gets +2/+2, has menace. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a pirate card. Equips for 2, ability costs 2 less to activate if you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. Very interesting. Command Sphere reprint. Herald Horn. Icon of Ancestry reprint. Grim Captain's Locker. This is a new one, black and 3. Tap, surveil 1, or tap until the end of turn. Each creature card in your graveyard gains escape, black and 3. Exile 4 of the cards. That's really good. We have the Indomitable. 2 blue and 2, trampling 6/6, boat. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It crews for 3. You may cast the Indomitable from your graveyard as long as you control 3 or more tapped pirates or vehicles. Very cool. Vanquisher Banner reprint. Black Market Connection reprint. King Neferi's Betrayal reprint. Shared Animosity. Bite and Thassa reprint. Moving on to the lands, which are all going to suck probably. Choked Estuary, Command Tower, Crumbling Necropolis, Desolate Lighthouse. That's on part. That's kind of cool. Evolving Wilds, Exotic Orchard, Foreboding Ruins, Frost Gnarl, Gaia Reach Sanitarium, 6 islands, some mountains, Nephilit Drown Yards, Path of Ancestry, Port Carvel, Rogue's Passage, Secluded Soul March, Sulphur Falls, Sunken Hollow, Swamp, Morphic Expanse, couple of Thrives, Unclaimed Territory. Do the lands on every commander deck just the same? Like this is the cycle that you get? Like, come on. Well, anyway, says it's worth 112, but again, look, there's a lot here. 25 cents, nothing. The cards of note from this particular one, you do get a Blood Money worth $2.99. Pitiless Plunderer is still popping in at $10, so that's a good pickup. $5 for the new Dawn. $8 for the Time Stream reprint. Admiral Brass is $6, and you also have a $4 Herald Horn, which I don't know why that doesn't get cheaper at some point. Black Market Connections reprint is probably the biggest thing from this set, or from this one, along with Pitiless Plunderer, coming in at a whopping $25. So basically, buying this, you're going to have a lot of chaff. You'll probably make about $10 profit if you're paying $60, is what I'm guessing. You know, you've got 6 here, 8, 14, 24, 48, and there's maybe 10, 58. You might make about $10 buying this, and that's being generous. So this is probably priced right about the right amount when you're looking at the 112 price tag. So pretty good for Ahoy mateys. Next we have Blood Rights coming at 208. This might be a little bit more valuable. We have Calavinio, First of the Blessed. He is a black-white 1 for a 2/2. Whenever you attack, target attacking vampire isn't a demon becomes a demon in addition to other types. It gains when this creature dies. Draw a card and create a tapped 4/3 white and black vampire demon creature with token with flying. Amazing commander. That's popping in already at $10. So going on from there, a bunch of reprints: Indulgent Aristocrat, Master of Dark Rites. That's not a reprint, but sacrifice another creature, add 3 black to your mana pool, only used to cast vampire, clerics, or demons. Pretty good card. Viscera reprint, Bartolomeu Dal Pasar from the original set. Blood Artist is back, Bloodgeist reprint, Charismatic Conqueror, 2/2 Vigi. Whenever an artifact or creature is battlefield under the opponent's control, you may tap that permanent. If they don't, you get to create a 1/1 vampire. Cordial Vampire reprint, Cruel Celebrant, Dusk Legion, Sergeant, Dusk Legion Zealot, Legion Lieutenant, Martyr of Dawn, Oathsworn Vampire. We got Drana hanging out, Elendra's Hierophant, white and 2 for this 1/1 flyer. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When the Hierophant dies, create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is its power. Pretty good. We got reprint Dusk Apostle, Nighthawk Scavenger, Welcoming Vampire. Yanni is back. Blood Tracker, Lundra the Dusk Rose, Falcon Wreath Noble, Redemption Choir. 2 white and 2 for a 3/3 lifelinker has Coven. Whenever it enters a battlefield or attacks, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, return target permanent to the card 3 or less from graveyard to the battlefield. Very good. Sanctum Seeker, Twilight Prophet, hello. Bloodline Necromancer, Carmen, Cruel Sky Marcher, white, black, and 3 for a 2/2 flyer. Wow, it's a lot of mana. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and you gain a life. Whenever Carmen attacks, return up to 1 target permanent card mana value less than or equal to Carmen's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's why it's so expensive. That's a good one. Champion of the Dusk. We got Vaughn in the house. Excuse me. Crossroads Troublemakers. Black and 5 for a 5/5. Attacking vampires you control all have Death Touch and Lifelink. Hello. Whenever a vampire you control dies, you may pay 2 life if you do draw a card. Very good, but very expensive. We have a Patron of the Veil. 2 black and 4 for a 4/4 flyer. Patron of the Veil enters the battlefield, destroy target creature and opponent controls. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, exile it, put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire you control. Pretty good. We got Timothy, Baron of Bats, or Timothar. Timothar? It's Timmy. It's Timmy. Anyway, we got the Butcher back. Order of the Sacred Dusk has returned. Black, white, and 6 for a 5/5. You can convoke it. It has flying. It has lifelink. It has haste. It has exalted. Other vampires you control have exalted. Slices it, dices it, makes julienne fries. This is a powerhouse card in a vampire deck because you're probably going to play it for 4 or 5 mana at most, and it's just going to go house as you swing with this thing with your 5 other vampires that have now exalted, with this one making this a 10/10 flying life-leaking just force of destruction. Anyway, Sauron's here, imagine that. Swords of Plowshares, Village Rites. Damn! Pact of the Serpent. 2 black and 1. Choose a creature type. Target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of creatures they control of the chosen type. Very interesting. I mean, I guess it's kind of what the whole vampire things kind of do. Not too bad of a card, I guess. We have New Blood. 2 black and 2 as additional cost of this spell. Tap an untapped vampire you control. Gain control of target creature. Change the text of the creature by replacing all interests of one creature type with vampire. Now, isn't that better? Olivia Valderin. So we got a 4 mana control magic for creatures. Wow, is that something? Anyway, Return to Dust, reprint, Utter End, Olivia's Wrath, Austere Command. In artifacts, we have Blade of the Blood Chief again, Soul Ring, Wayfinder, Signet, Mindstone, Signet, Swift Boots, Talisman, Command Sphere, Glass Heart, Glass Cast Heart. Black and 2, whenever one or more vampires you control attack, create a blood token. A black and tapping it, paying 1 life, you can create a 1/1 white-black vampire creature token with lifelink. For 2 black and tapping, sacrifice the heart. And 13 blood tokens. Each opponent loses 13 life. Very interesting. Not too shabby. We have the Heirloom Blade. For enchantments, we have March of the Canonized. 2 white and X enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you get X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink at the beginning of your upkeep. If your devotion to white and black is 7 or greater, you get to start making 4/3 white and black vampire demon tokens with flying. Okay. We also have Promise of Aklazatos. Oh, God, I hate these names. Black and 1 enchantment. Beginning of your end step, if you may sacrifice a non-demon creature. If you do, populate. This is also a token deck, apparently. Sorcery of it is a black and 2. Sacrifice a non-demon creature you control to make a 4/3 token so you can, populate. Etchings of the Chosen is a reprint. Radiant Destiny. Reprint. Kindred Boon. 2 white and 2. As Kindred Boon enters battlefield, choose creature type. For a white and 1, put a divinity counter on target creature you control the chosen type. Each creature you control with a divinity counter on it has indestructible. Very interesting. Exquisite Blood. So for the lands, we got good old Bajuka Bog, Command Tower, Chapel, Myriad Landscape, Balisca, Path, Plains, another Rogue Passage, Courtyard, Snarl, bunch of swamps, Tainted Field, Temple of Silence, False God, Unclaimed Territory, Vault the Archangel, Valdarian Estate, Windbreast Heist. That's actually pretty decent. So all in all, we have a $200 box supposedly. Cards of note: the Commander's 10. We have Bloodgeist, another 10 basically. $15 Charismatic Conqueror. I think that's a bit high, but we'll go with it. So that's 10, 10, 20, 35. $10 Dust Legion Sergeant. So that's 45. 55 for the new Hierophant. Elendria says is still 10. That'd be 65. I don't know about that. This would make 70. Twilight Prophet, we'll say 75. Carmen, 85. Order of the Sacred Dusk, 90, 100. Pact of the Serpent, I don't think that's a good one. Exquisite Blood, $30. I'm not buying that. I'd say 20 at best, so let's go 120. 130 with Canonized, maybe 135 here. New Blood, obviously a good card. Well, I'll give it 140. So you're gonna get double the value in Blood Rights, in my opinion, than you will than any other one. Because most of these cards you're probably gonna have, if you don't already have them. You can get them a lot cheaper than these prices on TCG Player. Trust me. So I'm gonna go. This is around 120. So if you're buying this one for around 50 to 60, you're gonna double your money. And you'll probably lose half of that, so you're still going to gain $30. You'll probably get $30 profit buying this one. I highly suggest Blood Rights. Looks like a really good Commander deck. Next, we have Explorers of the Deep. It comes in at $226. Wow, prices just keep going up. The Commander is Hawkball of the Surging Soul. Blue-green at 2 for a 3/3. Begin combat in your turn. Each merfolk creature you control explores. You may put a little extra land card in hand or into play. Draw a card. Not bad. So as we go, it looks like we have a lot of adapting and what was it? Exploring themes. So we got Biomancer, Coral Helm Commander, Deeproot Elite, Coral's Follower, Master Pearl Tident. I ain't seen that forever. Mistfolk, Skydiver, Metallic Mimic, Current Conductor from the set, Stony Brook, Thieving Skydiver. I love this card. Cold-Eyed Silky reprint. The Emperor. Evolution Sage. Kapalo of the Waves. Tyrant of Ozaka. Cave Dweller from the set. Sovereign. Merrill Regery. Realm Walker. Fable. Sage of Fables. Excuse me. Singer of Swift Rights, Sea and Sky. Remember when she was like $20? Yeah, 75 cents. Anyway. Singer of Swift Rights is a new card. Blue-green 1 for a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, put a shield counter on another creature you control, and you may cast merfolk spells as though they had flash. Seems pretty good. Old Thassa's in the house. Topographic Tracker, green 2 for a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, create a map token. If a creature you control would explore, instead it explores, then it explores again. That seems really good. Vorel of Hull Claude. Deeproot Arstorian. Merfolk and Druid cards in your graveyard have retrace. This is disgusting. Not bad. Herald of Secret Streams. Oracle. Surge Spinner. Tribute Instructor. Zagana. Miss Dancer. Not bad. Benthic Druid. Prime Speaker. The thing that starts with an X, the Smiling Flood. Blue, green, and 4 for a 6/6. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, put a flood counter on target land. That land's an island in addition to other types for as long as it has a flood counter on it. And at the beginning of your end step, untap each permanent you control with a counter on it. So you can just make all your stuff just untap all the time. Is it just me, or it says Salamander? Does that not look like a really happy mole drifter that got like flushed down the toilet like a goldfish and came back as a crocodile? Holy shit. Anyway, moving on. The Voice of Thunder reprint, Rapid Hydration, Bygone Marvels, 2 green sorcery for Descend to 8. Whenever you cast this spell, if there are 8 or more permanents in your graveyard, copy this spell twice. You may choose new targets. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, and then exile it. This is really good. Curse of the Swine, Explore, because the deck explores, but Growth Spiral, Ripples of Potential. Blue and 1, instant proliferate, then choose any number of permanents you control that has a counter on them in this way, and those permanents phase out. Okay, so kind of a protection spell. Beast Within, Spiring Call, Kadama's Reach. God, that's such a good card. Condric's Command, Raven Form, Aetherize, Ruinous Intrusion, Wave Goodbye. This is a neat new one. 2 blue and 2, return each creature without a +1/+1 counter on it to its owner's hands. You know, since all your stuff explores, you'll return everything except your shit. Anyway, Commit to Memory reprint. For artifacts, don't get many. You get a Soul Ring, a Arcane Signet, a Simic Signet. You get Swiftfoot Boots. Not Swiftfoot Boots. Couldn't you give Lightning Greaves? God, come on. Anyway, Command Sphere. Your enchantments are Hardened Scales, Simic Ascendancy, Branching Evolution. Green and 2, if you have 1 or more +1/+1 counters put onto a creature you control, put twice that many +1/+1 counters on that creature instead. Seems pretty good. Deep Root Waters, Kindred Discovery reprint again. Reflections of Lichara. For lands, we have the Alchemist Refuge, Command Tower, Forest, Hinterland Harbor, bunch of islands, Karn's Bastion, Land of War Reborn, Bridge, Meriden Path, Lair Quarry Tower, Secluded Courtyard, Chamber, Mystery, False God, Claritory, Snarl. So cards of note here. I think that's gonna make this worth buying. Commander, obviously, $6. Wow. Metallic Mimic, $7. Is it really that expensive? Well, we'll go with it. 13. This is about 7, so we'll say 20. 35 with a Singer. Thassa and this are 16, so we'll say 40, 51 will be nice. 61 with the Historian. 69, Gady. With this, another 10 from these two, that's 79. Miss Dancer, we'll do 88. The Smiling Mole Drifter will give us 100. 110 for the Marvel. Lands all suck, obviously. Branching Evolution's going for 17. Okay. So we'll say 120. Wave Goodbye, 125. Ripples of Potential, $30. So 155. So if this is $70, you're going to make 100. Half of that after all these cards get put out. Maybe $50. So this is probably a little better. Probably the best one so far is Explorers of the Deep as far as monetary value. Although I think the prices in this one's going to drop a lot more than the other ones. They're just not as... Merfolk just aren't played a lot. I don't know what else to say. Could be wrong, but still, as it stands right now, this is probably the best one to buy. Moving on, the last one. Oh, they didn't put them in monetary order. It's 188. It's not more. Velociraptor. Get it? Get it? Dinos. Anyway. So in this one, we got the Commander, which is the Sun favorite here. White, green, red, and 2 for a 4/4. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield or this card, under your control, you may discover X, where X is the creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn. Free Cascades, huh? For yourself. Seems powerful. Alright, so we got a Lore Keeper, Dino Egg. This is new. It evolves. 2 mana 0/3. When it dies, you may discover X, where X is its toughness. So 2 mana at minimum. Cascade 3 seems way good, and obviously not priced because nobody knows what to do with this thing. Drove the Mighty. This thing from the set. I'm not pronouncing that. Marauding Raptor. Huntmaster. The Seer. Scavenger reprint. Sungwing. Raptors. The Allosaurus. I mean, pretty much you're basically reprinting all of the first Ixalan sets. There's not that many dinosaurs. The Sunfrill Imitator, green 2 for a 3/3. Whenever the attacks you may have it become a copy of another target dinosaur you control, except its name is this, and it has this ability. And notice it says you become that. It doesn't say in a turn. So you could make this thing into whatever you want over and over again. This seems stupidly good. Thrash and Bronodon, not surprised. Territory Stomper, not surprised. All right, Wata, Trainer Prodigy. Waite. White, green, red, 1/5 haste. Green and 2 tap. Target creature you control fights another creature you control. The ability costs 2 less to activate if it targets 2 creatures you control. Oh, cause yeah, when dinosaurs fight each other, they get angry and do shit. If a creature you control being dealt damage causes an ability to trigger a permanent, the ability triggers additional time. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can see why it's $15. Wayward Swordtooth, obviously. Bronze Beak Foragers, white and 3 for a 3/4. Enters the battlefield. For each opponent, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls until this leaves the battlefield. White and X, put target card with mana value X exiled with it into its owner's graveyard. You gain X life. That's some good removal right there. Not gonna lie. Curious Ultrasaur, green 3 for a 2/5 Vigilance Reach. Whenever a dinosaur you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Holy crap. A majestic thing, whatever that is. Raging Regisaur, Ripjaw, Ceratops, the Crasher, Sawtooth, the Alpha, all the good stuff from regular Ixalan. Cyan of Calamity. That's a reprint, I believe. Temple Ultrasaur. A sorcery deal damage to you, another deals 1. Now that's a reprint. Wrathful Raptors. Xenagos, what the hell? Bellowing Allosaurus. Earthquake Dreadmaws from the set. Primal Storm, who'd have thought? Regal Behemoth, yeah, of course it would be. Bronzodon, Spine Back, Sun's Avatar, Verdant Sun, Awakening Sun, sorry. Zatalpa, Apex, Zakama. And then for spells, we got a whopping 13. Path to Exile, couldn't get a sword, huh? Put it in the other box, okay. Farseek, that's so good. Rampant Growth, wow, that's good. Thunderherd Migration, yes, also good. Cultivate, lots of ramp. Generous Gift, Savage Stomp, Chroma's Will. Hey, look at that. That's pretty good. Fiery Influence, Migration Path, Trondo's Ignition, Return of the Wild Speaker. What? Hello? Okay. Riskar's Experience, Expertise, whatever. Only 4 artifacts again. 1 Soul Ring, a Signet, Lifecraft, Bestiary, and a Progenitor's Icon, which says choose a creature type when it enters the battlefield. Add 1 mana of any color, and the next spell you cast of the chosen type, we cast as though it had flash. You probably only get a couple rocks because there's a whole lot of ramp in here instead. Alright, so, Descendant Path reprint, Rhythm of the Wild, from the Rubble, 2 white and 4, enters the battlefield, choose creature type, beginning of your end step, return target card of chosen creature type from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Blech. Disgusting. And then the shitty complement of lands, probably. The Arch of Ahsoka, Campy Vista, Cinderglade, Cliff Top, Command Tower, Wilds, Orchard, bunch of forest, village, Snarl, Game Trail, Jungle Shrine, Wolf Run. That's actually pretty good. Moss Bridge, Mountains, Meridian Landscape, Path, 4 Plains, Rogues, Secluded Courtyard, Temple of the False God, Terrible Expanse, bunch of thriving stuff, and an unclaimed territory. Alright, cards of note. Commander, $15. Seems fair. Obviously, some of these cards don't have prices, so I won't go over them, but they're going to be worth something, trust me. $15 for this thing, that's $30. 15 here and here, that's another 30, that's 60. I find it hard to believe this is $5. Xenagos, we'll say 70, sure. 80 with the Apex. The lands ain't worth shit. Excuse me. Descendant Path, 78, sure. 88, Chandra's Ignition, seriously? Whatever. 88, Chroma's Will, 90, 100. We'll say 110 value. If you're paying 60, you're gonna make 40. Probably lose half of that to these being in circulation. So maybe 20 bucks. So not bad. Personal opinion, it seems all these decks are going to be good, fun to play, and they're going to be worth $50 to $60 if that's what you're paying for them. If you're paying anything cheaper than that, it's just a bonus. Now, mind you, when I say 50 to 60, I'm including final price. So, like if it's 49, yeah, you're getting a deal, but don't forget there's taxes, there may be shipping. So by the time that's all said and done, it's going to be 60, probably, if not a little more. But if you can get them around 50, 60, $65 for any one of these boxes, I think you're going to make a hell of a deal and make a decent amount of money, has some value to it. For me, the ones that look the funnest to play, if I'm going to be honest, is probably the vampire one for me. That's just what I'm feeling. The merfolk's okay, I guess. Like, they're all okay. Um, Pirates are okay. The merfolk's okay. I would probably play dinosaurs or vampires. That feels like my jam, and I just think they look like they're doing some cool stuff. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you appreciate going through this. And at the end of the day, remember, until next time, be kind. And as always, hope to see you across from the game table. Now, trying to figure out what are some of the best cards from this set.